When it comes to management teams, this 3.2-cent stock has a loaded roster. They've previously made investors billions and they're looking to do it again. Welcome back to Capital Catalyst. Today we're looking at Matador Mining, ticker MZZ on the ASX and MZZMF on the OTC. At the CEO position is Sam Pazuki, who was previously with Oceana Gold, a now $1.9 billion company. Also on board is Justin Osborne, founder of Gold Road Resources, which is currently worth $1.7 billion, and Kerry Sparkes, mining and geology legend, who helped find the Voisey Bay mine, which sold for $4.3 billion as well. This legendary management team is looking to develop the Cape Ray Gold Project in Newfoundland. This is not your average exploration project. Matador already has an over 120-kilometer land package on the same structure that also hosts Marathon Gold's 5.1 million ounce mine. For the larger mining companies, this is the exact type of land package they look for in an acquisition. Matador has plenty of room to grow and could be a huge win for investors and shareholders alike. We've connected with Sam Pazuki to further discuss this opportunity. Welcome back to Capital Catalyst. Today we're joined by Matador Mining MD and CEO, Mr. Sam Pazuki. Sam, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, great to be here today, Armand. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So for investors who've taken kind of a look at your company or are not familiar with your company, the first thing to highlight, I would say, would be kind of your Cape Ray Gold project. And I was hoping maybe you could tell us a little bit about this project and why it's so exciting for Matador.
Yeah, so thanks for the question. I'll start off by saying that I've been with Matador now for about a year and a half. I joined Matador after spending 10 years with a gold mining producer with 4 operations. When the Matador opportunity presented itself to me, it was certainly enticing for me to jump on because I saw it as an opportunity to get in from the ground up and really grow a business. We're in Newfoundland. Newfoundland is relatively underexplored. There's a gold mine that's in development right now, 5 million ounces. But even though it being in Canada, not a lot of people have actually spent a lot of capital in it from a gold mining perspective. With Matador, we've got one of the largest land packages in the province, 120 kilometers of continuous strike on the same structure that hosts Marathon Gold's 5.1 million ounces. That's the Cape Ray shear zone that you referenced. So I believe we're the largest landholders on that, which is really the largest gold structure in Newfoundland. In addition to that, we've got 27 kilometers of continuous strike on the second largest gold structure, which is called the Hermitage Flexure, and our project there is called Hermitage. So when I looked at the opportunity to leave a producing company, the friendly confines of generating revenue, to go into junior exploration, I looked at Matador and I saw that they are in a great jurisdiction which has a district potential. And that's what a lot of majors and mid-tiers are looking for, the stability to go in there and cover off a lot of ground that's prolific and has the potential of hosting multi-millions ounces of gold.
Right. Amazing. So you kind of mentioned some of the prospects of this new Newfoundland project, and with your time at Oceana Gold, I was wondering if you're able to tell us maybe a little more specifically in the coming months, kind of what the plans are with this project and what investors can really look forward to.
Sure. When I joined, the company's strategy, Matador's strategy, was to build a starter mine with the small resource that we currently have. We've got 610,000 ounces of gold, which is a good start. It's grading about 2 grams gold, and most of the mineralization is less than 150 meters away. So it's considered a high grade, shallow resource. To go into production on that, I believe was premature. We're looking for scale. We're looking for something that's going to move the dial for shareholders, something closer to what Marathon Gold has, which again, sitting on the same structure with 5 million ounces. We got to start getting towards that before we put a shovel in the ground. The strategy also included exploration from more of a brownfields perspective, so drilling around the current resource corridor. So when I joined a year and a half ago, and I looked at the land package that the Matador has and the fact that it's underexplored, and the little bit of work that had been done demonstrated a lot of potential on the belt, I basically halted the permitting process on the starter mine strategy. I also, from an exploration perspective, swung the pendulum away from brownfields to go entirely to greenfields and really look for elephants in elephant country. So that's been a year and a half in the making. We've done a bit of work from a greenfields perspective with 2 seasons of field activity. We've done a little bit of drilling. We've done a lot of prospecting, which is a key tool in Newfoundland. And we've put more results out recently. We've got more results coming out. But in terms of answering your question on what the plan forward is, with a year and a half under our belt focused on greenfields, we also spent 12 months of doing analysis on the brownfields. B2 Gold, which is a major mining gold miner, is our largest investor. They've looked at sort of the ground, what we have, been involved in the decision-making process, the review process, etc. And we've also brought other external experts in. So we're at a stage now where we're looking to do a mix of both brownfields and greenfields exploration. So we've identified several significant targets in the brownfields, and so we're going to do a return to brownfields while working up the pipeline of opportunities from a greenfields perspective.
Awesome. So well diversified kind of there.
That's right.
For sure. You mentioned something about Cape Ray Gold and how it's kind of on the same structure that hosts Marathon Gold's $5 million ounce mine. Is that right? And aside from the location, I was wondering if you saw any similarities between, those two projects.
Yeah, I mean it's on the same shear zone, which is again it's the largest in Newfoundland. It cuts across the island. We know that it hosts their multi-million ounce deposit, hosts our deposit. One thing we've learned, particularly in the last, I'd say 6 to 8 months, as we've explored more of the belt, is that the geology actually changes as we go from the coast and we start traveling up the shear zone. We're starting to see different geology. We see the structures are a little bit different. Host rocks are a little different. We're always looking for pathfinder elements, so other metals and minerals that could be linked with gold. Tellurium and bismuth are key pathfinders in the resource corridor, where we actually have a gold resource. We're seeing that pathfinder element as we get closer to the coast. But as we moved up the belt, got into malachite, which has been a key greenfields target, we start to see the geology change a little bit. We're starting to see different pathfinder elements. We're still trying to figure out the geology, and that will unlock the opportunity in the greenfields perspective. And then as we continue on further along the belt, as you get to Marathon and their deposit and what's hosting their mineralization, there are a lot of similarities, but there are some differences. And again, part of what we're doing, the work that we're advancing along, is to better understand what controls their mineralization, what controls our mineralization, and then try to look to use that as a benchmark across the rest of the belt. And like I said, one thing that we have found is that there are some differences. So it doesn't necessarily, it's not necessarily going to be an effective outcome, because it just could look very different in terms of the properties that we're looking to drill.
You mentioned in a previous answer that one of your more strategic investors is B2 Gold. And I was wondering maybe you could speak to how having them as an investor has been transcendental for your company and how their capital and expertise has kind of helped the company grow.
Yeah, no, absolutely. In the junior exploration stage, there's many juniors around the world. We're all doing the same thing. We've got good ground. We're accessing the same capital. We're demanding the same contractors, geologists, etc. One of the things that we're also demanding is to get the attention of major companies who are also a source of capital, but have a big team that understand the world of exploration and will support and back teams through their discovery phase. So B2 is one of the premier gold mining companies on the planet. They produce 1 million ounces of gold a year. They're highly profitable. They have a strong management team that have been together for 30 years, have created success, enormous wealth for shareholders during that time with BIMA first, and then their second iteration of that, which is B2 Gold. It is an absolute game changer for us to have B2 come in, recognize the potential of the belt that we've just spoken about, like the geology, like the team, like our approach to exploration, which is very different to many other Canadian exploration companies, and then come in as a strategic investor. It's interesting, B2's investment in us last fall was the first time in their 30-year history that they elected to invest in a company at the corporate level. Previously, B2 Gold would invest at the project level through a joint venture. But with us, they invested at the corporate level. and they've been fantastic partners along the way. They've been involved in terms of reviewing the information that we're getting through the work that we're doing on the ground. This summer, between their senior vice president of exploration, vice president of exploration, chief geologist, structural geologist, all the key exploration people at B2, they spent about a month's time on the ground, looking at the geology, looking at the rocks, having the discussions with our team on the ground, coming up with what I consider to be invaluable insight in terms of the Cape Ray Shear, the Hermitage Flexure, and also coming up with recommendations, which ultimately are new targets for us to do future exploration work on. So it's been an absolute tremendous opportunity to get B2 in and to have that amount of brain power and expertise opine on what we're doing and where we're going.
We really appreciate your time. We have one more question. I'm sure you're definitely qualified to speak about expertise and amazing teams in the mining space. Matador Mining has a renowned team behind it, and with years of experience, multiple discoveries under their belt. You started with Oceana Gold, which is now a $2 billion company, and Justin Osborne. Part of your board was with Gold Road Resources. I was wondering how that experience and Justin Osborne's experience kind of helped Matador Mining, and are there any similarities between Gold Road Resources, Oceana Gold, and Matador Mining?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, for a company of our size, again, to have the significant land package that we do is unique. To have that land package in a top tier jurisdiction like Newfoundland is unique. To have B2 Gold as a strategic investor is unique. And one of the things that really drew me to the opportunity at Matador when I was still with my previous employer was that the fact that how sound the board of directors was and currently still is. So again, for a company of our size, to have the quality of board members that we have is a tremendous opportunity that will unlock value. We've got board members who have made discoveries, who have made major discoveries. So you mentioned Justin Osborne, who is our current chair. He was with Gold Road, as you pointed out. And Gold Road was in a similar junction as we were, or we are, where we've got a small resource and going out into the greenfields to look for a much larger deposit. Gold Road was in the exact same phase where they had a small resource. Prior work was focused on that resource, and then they decided, let's actually go out and explore the rest of the belt. And so when they did that, they tagged in. They got lucky because the first thing they drilled was Gruyere, which is now an 8 million ounce deposit. So Justin was part of that team that took Gold Road from being a small company to a larger gold producer. Prior to Gold Road, he was with Gold Fields, and Gold Fields is one of the premier gold companies in the world and part of discoveries there. We also have Nikki Adshit-Bell, who's been both on the buy side and the sell side. She's a geologist. She's commercially savvy. She's been she's run gold mining companies. She's the chair of Hot Chili right now. She sits on a number of other boards. Tremendous asset. I often say, especially in Canada or North America, everybody knows Nikki, everybody loves Nikki, and she's been a tremendous asset to our board. And then Kerry Sparkes, who lives in St. John's, is from Newfoundland. He's also a 30-year plus geologist. He was part of the Voisey Bay discovery in Newfoundland, which is to this day one of the largest mineral discoveries in the province. Kerry is also ex-Franco Nevada, the largest royalty company on the planet. He was VP of geology, and then he went into retirement. However, anything that Pierre Lassonde, mining billionaire and founder of Franco, anything that he's been involved with, Kerry's been right there evaluating those opportunities. So Kerry's made discoveries. Kerry knows what discoveries looks like. He's from St. John's, and he's one of the best geologists on the planet, and he's on our board. I should also say he's the founder of Orla Mining, which today is a multi-billion-dollar gold company. So he founded that 7 or 8 years ago. So again, I mentioned brain power with B2, but we've also got innate brain power within Matador. And these are all the right things you need to be able to drive success and value for shareholders.
Yeah, an undeniable external and internal kind of influence makes for a really exciting prospect with Matador Mining. Everyone, that's been another episode of Capital Catalyst. Check out Matador Mining on the Australian exchange at mzz.ax and on the OTCQX at mzzmf. Sam, thanks so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Armand, thank you very much. Pleasure.